I'm Chris Gray, and this is Reality Revelation Restoration. I haven't done a video for a few days. I've been busy uh, taking care of some things, getting things out of the way. I had to clean my vehicles out, grease my front end of my truck, um, clean up the yard. This is where I live in Saugus. I wanted to turn the camera out that way, but there's too much glare. But there's a marsh out there. Um, Today, I'm going to talk about the most important commandment. This is the one that will set you free. It's the first one. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Because this puts everything in the right order for you. So God's first. With God first, then you can see when we put God first in our life, which you just can't automatically just do that. You have to earn it by being still. And you be still and know. And then what you're trying to accomplish with your meditation done correctly, this is a fun thing to do, but there's also some trials and tribulations that you're going to encounter. But the outcome is worth any pain. You get out of it what you put into it. And what you're going to do is you want to become true to yourself. And so this is what you're trying to accomplish when you sit still and practice your meditation in earnest, is eventually what you're going to recognize the Spirit within, the Holy Spirit, and you'll see how your conscience operates. And when you get both of these two working together at an optimum level, you can see clearly. You have real vision. See, what you're trying to accomplish, right? Keep this as simple as possible, because it's simplicity that's going to save you and bring you back to joy and bliss in the light. So what you're trying to accomplish is you want to recognize the Spirit, and you have to slow down to do this. And you're also going to, all the idols have to go. The idol worship. You can't worship idols and expect to have sanity. I go back again to what I first said, the first commandment. Is, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Now, recognize, I don't want to take this too long on this video, because I'll do another one tomorrow. But to recognize the Spirit, we have to be still. Our soul has to become still, and we have to find reality. It's the fabric of our being. And when we do this, you get to a certain point, you're going to see within your mind that out of this, there's a witness, a silent witness that's outside the sphere of influence of the ego, and it's the intellect and the collection and the imagination. Now, the ego does recognize the Spirit. It does, and it's terrified of it. So it goes the other way. But it can be trained. But most people are not going to be able to do this because it's too painful. It's going to hurt. If this message hurts you, it's not really hurting you. It's hurting what's gotten in you. It's hurting your pride is what it's doing. It's hurting your feminine pride. So, recognizing the conscience, you'll see. Okay. Um, Now, there's two visions and there's two hearings. This is recognizing the spirit. You'll, when you recognize, when you sit still long enough, you'll recognize that there is a presence, a witness that's above the sphere of influence of all your stuff that you've learned and your idols, and it can't be it can't be in it. It's out of it. And it's not influenced at all. It's not impressed. This is your true self that's buried, that's been buried. Now this true self is fearless, and it's kind and gentle, and it's pure light. And this is what's going to incinerate the dishonesty, the lies, this silent witness in there. I mean, okay, so back to the vision and the hearing. If you'll notice, if you stop and take time out, you'll see that within your mind, there's a witness that hears every thought that you have. No one else can hear your thoughts with their ears. Your ears do not, there's an inner hearing, but your ears hear different. Your ears hear the sounds of the world. And it hears the wind in the cars, in the birds. But there's another hearing in there that hears every thought and all the stuff that goes on inside that little noggin. Then you have your vision of your eyes. See all the world in all the material solid objects. Now, there's another vision that sees every thought. It doesn't miss one. It sees everything. Now, you have to, what you're doing in your meditation is you're reconnecting with this, because you left it behind. We all did. Now, what you're doing is you're going to generate this. You're going to join with the Holy Spirit in the conscience. And together, you're going to see how this evil works. Evil, people don't understand how evil really is. They have no idea. It comes in the front door, is one disguise, and then it sees like you're onto it. So what does it do? It goes around the back door with another disguise. You see? Now, when we struggle with, we cannot, with our sin, if you're constantly, if you have to medicate yourself in any way, or you're overeating, or you can't seem to, you're angry and you're stuck and you can't get out of this rut, and you can't stop yourself from gambling, you can't stop yourself from porn, you can't stop yourself from whatever this vice, it's got your head in the vice. You try with your human effort to stop this. Look, let's face it, people. You're out of your league here. You can't clean up this. Don't even try. You're out of your league. You need this silent witness. It's going to show you how to do it. He's going to do it. You're going to give it to him. Because he is pure and indestructible. And he's going to show you that you don't have to tangle with this. It's not your job to clean up sin. I don't want to be too serious, because you can't be. This is fun. This is funny. You'll see how stupid the ego is at some point. It's your mother. Your mother's, it's pride passed down from Eve for through the generations. It's the mother telling the kids that you can do stupid things and don't listen to your father. He don't know what's going on because he don't know what's going on because he doesn't know how to handle. I'm not going to go into the woman and the man thing right now, but this is the spirit of Eve, the spirit of paradise lost. It's never happy. It's never going to be happy. It's always dissatisfied. Nothing's ever good enough. This is why, well, I'll go back there, Garden of Eden for a second here. Uh, this is why the woman was so eagerly ready to listen to the serpent when he came in, because she wants to be the boss. I can't blame her. What woman wouldn't want to be the boss? If she can boss around her husband and make him like a piece of dough that has no spine, if she can do it, but after she's, no, I don't want to go too fast. If she can do this, all the power to her, right? But this isn't good for her. This is not, and sooner or later she's going to hate her husband because his weakness. Everything's out of order. That's all with that. So, let's see now. Okay, you can't clean up sin. And it's going to tempt you to try to. And this is when you have to take a stop and look and see. And you'll go, oh, you'll see this. You'll see, oh, I don't have to mess with it. So, and guess what happens when you do this? It disarms it right away. But it'll try. Temptation doesn't just give up and go away. It does, but you have to weather it. It's the whole storm. And just one little thing ain't the whole storm. Temptation can last for a while, but the more proficient you get at, the more you let go and let God, the better your life's going to be. You're not going to get sick. You're not going to be addicted to anything. And you're going to see how foolish these people are that built this system up on pride. You're going to see that it's the carrot and the stick, and they've got everyone fooled. They're even fooled. They fool themselves. They lie to themselves. They think that they can buy heaven. You can't. It can't be bought or sold. I'm trying to reach people, so somebody has to do this. And guess what? Yours truly is not going to give up because this is what I'm supposed to do. And I don't want your money. I'm not hungry. I got enough food. I work for a living. I go out and work and earn my own money. I don't need to ask for donations, and I don't need your support. I mean, I would like a couple. It doesn't matter. I'm here to deliver a message. That's all. And I don't want this to sound arrogant, because it's not. But I have the kingdom within. So I don't need people's affirmation. You won't either. And guess what? You won't need approval or affirmation. But this doesn't mean you walk around like an arrogant jerk. You're here as a humble servant. You shouldn't have enemies anyways. But if someone says they want you to go 1 mile, you go 2. If they ask for your coat, give them your shirt and your hat and your shoes. You know what I mean. This is when you become a humble servant, you can receive the blessings from heaven and all the insights that go along with it and all the stuff that's going to make your life. You can't describe it, but you'll have a taste of heaven before you even leave your little carcass decides to drop, or it can't go any further. It doesn't matter. Now, let me see. Yeah, this This is being humility is what we're looking for here. Like when I look at everyone as the same as me. Like I don't think of myself as better than other people. No, no, no. You start doing this, you're playing God. It's easy to do. You got to watch. This is why you have to become aware. You got to be constantly aware of what the the mischief maker, the ego, is up to. This is why we have to build a presence. But sitting still. Then you can see how you're going to see how this thing operates. You're going to see how it's wired in, and you can't stop it. It's on a, it's out of your league. It's wired in and it's programmed. And what you're doing when you sit still in your heaven, in your meditation, is you're being reprogrammed with 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 what's going to with what's going to disarm this this creature, for lack of a better word. It's a creature. It's hungry, and you're going to be shown how to with you're going to be shown what's expected of you, and you're going to see some marvelous things that you will never see if you're not on the path. If you're on the crooked path that leads to destruction. Now, let me see. You see, you're going to see how you're going to see how why you can't stop it. Why when it rises up and like say you're you're in a group of people or you're somewhere and these negative thoughts attack you and this stuff comes up out of nowhere and it tempts you to to deal with it in some way with your human effort. It's and you can't stop it because they're not your thoughts. They're not. It's not. They're the thoughts of. They're not under your control. So, this is why we learn to let God take care of this stuff, and don't meddle with it and mess around in there. Like, say, someone. You can't outwit this. You can't. Don't think that you can. If you do, you know what's going to happen. If you try to struggle with this and you fight with it, you're going to need to medicate yourself. In some way, you're going to have to escape. You're going to look for an escape from the struggle. The futility of it is going to make you sick. And you're going to look for a way out. And you're going to go to sleep one way or another. In some way you're going to look to escape from it. But guess what? When you come back, it's going to be right there waiting for you. This is why the dog returns to its... why people can't escape the clutches of sin, because it's always there waiting for you to try to fight with it. And you don't have to. Like, I don't try to outwit other people. If they attack me, which happens from time to time, I'll run into some special people. They're special. They think they're special, and they will try to set me up to fail, or they'll accuse me, or they'll just, it's usually subtle, because evil is subtle, because it's cowardly, it's sneaky. And what they'll do is they'll try to upset me And I I don't need to mess with that. I don't. Nope, ain't touching it. I can just watch them, and that's. I mean, I can respond, but I have to be choose my words carefully, and but actually, what's needed is to know better. That what you're doing is you if you don't react, you're actually helping them. They may not see it then. They may actually get angry at you because you just they can't do nothing with you. They want to control you, and they can't do nothing with. So they at that time they may hate you, but maybe sometime down the road, if they start to awaken, they'll go, geez, they'll remember that scene, and they'll think, they'll learn a lesson from it. People are so proud. I'll talk about pride for a minute, then I'm going to go. Pride is no good. Absolutely no good. I don't care what they tell you. I see in the news. I see how they talk about pride in the culture. I see how Donald Trump talks about pride and pride. You don't need pride. I like Donald Trump, but I don't. But pride is foolishness. Pride will lead you to destruction. God, no, you can't be proud. Jesus wasn't proud. Jesus was humble. You want to be like Jesus. You don't want to be proud. Pride will lay you low, makes you stiff and rigid, and it's you. You want to take good care. You want to take care. You want to do a good job. You want to, when you do things, you want to do things right and take care. That's all. You don't need to build up puff up your chest and look at me, like you're pumping yourself up on steroids, mental steroids. You don't need pride. Get rid of it. You're gonna get rid of it sooner or later, anyways, whether you like it or not. If you end up getting sick, you go to the hospital. You can't, and you need an operation, or you break your leg, or whatever. You can't go into the hospital with pride. Pride stays out. Once you go into a hospital, your pride stays at the door. It's and see, this is a constant. This is a war we're in here. These things are gonna. I see these things. It's not just like they're just gonna go away and never come back again. Evil is. You can use evil to make you drive you into. You can use evil, temptation. You can learn how to handle it right, and then use it to move into the light. God has a purpose for everything. God is so perfect. God knows everything. And you have, you're God's child. So now I'm going to end this. I'm just going to say, like tomorrow I got some, I'm going to do a script tomorrow. Come up with a script. Do some of that. Because there's a lot of stuff I can't always think of. Because, see, one more point. See, everything I learn, I don't hold on to it. This is why when I come out here, I want to prepare. And then I go, I just put it aside. I go, you can't prepare. It's wrong to prepare to show people, how to be themselves. It's wrong. I just have to come out here and just let it come. And sometimes I get out of the gate slow and, but so, I just lost my train of thought. Let's see. I can't always think of everything I want to say. See if I can. Wanted to say that. Yeah, I can't think of what I was going to say for some reason. I don't know why, um, but I'll just say, like, what you want to do is be your natural self. You want to be true to yourself. You want to be the natural person that you were supposed to be in the first place. And it's not your fault that you're addicted. If you're addicted, and it's not your fault. I mean, you have some responsibility in this because you now when you meditate, you're taking responsibility for what got in there, but you have help, and and it's not your fault if someone beat you up when you were a kid or molested you or got you hooked on drugs or they intimidated you and pressured you and called you names and demoralized you, and it's not your fault. You just need to do what's right now and set the record straight by sitting still. Be still and know and read your Bible. You need to realize that you're a spirit, a real spirit, and you're not disconnected from reality. But the ego is going to fight you. Get ready, because you're to do this, to follow this, to follow the path, to walk the path. You expect persecution. It doesn't just mean people are going to persecute you. Evil spirits are going to persecute you from your own mind, and they're going to come in from the outside because they're everywhere. It's an evil system, but there's a lot of good people in it still, and you have to separate that. You have to overlook people's mischief, faults, because you have them, I have them, we all have faults. You need to make allowances and overlook it. Overlook it. This way, I think I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, I don't hold on to anything because, like I said, I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning of this video. I said, thou shalt have no other gods before me. When you do this, you'll see that God wants your mind clear. He doesn't want you to hold up and build yourself up on pride and all this stuff. He wants you to let go of it and trust and have faith in Him, that He knows. He knows what's best for you. God would never do anything to hurt you, and He would never tempt you to go sin. He would never. God does not do this. This is the reverse guy, the devil. God would never want you to hurt yourself. This is why He wants you. I gotta end this. This is why He wants you to step aside, like the bullfighter steps aside when the bull comes, when the evil energy comes welling up and tries to take you over, and you try to take it on. You can't. You're just gonna have to learn to bite the bullet and let God. The minute you do, the minute you let go and see what's going on with your inner vision, with your super authority vision, you're gonna see how foolish you've been trying to struggle with this stuff. So with that, I'm gonna go. I'll come out with another video tomorrow, It's going to be nice out tomorrow in the 70s. I'm going to go out to the river and go down there. Okay, so I'm just going to say, make sure you meditate. Don't give up. Don't ever stop once you start, because you're going to have to do it for a long time, because this world gets under your skin, and there's a lot of resentment and anger buried in there that's all got to come up to the light. And, the only way to do it is to be honest and sit still. And then you carry your meditation with you wherever you go, and all day, and you're always meditating. What you're doing is you generate this into a point where it just stays. You're in a meditative state your whole life. Dad, I'm going to go. God bless you. Have a nice day.